Hi guys, Crochet Connect here. I'm coming to you today after quite a while. Um, I don't have much crochet done, and I know it's been a while since I made a video. That's because January was a month for us, and then just all through February I was just too tired to make any videos. But yeah, so um, mid-January, not long after my last video, my husband and I both had the virus. I'm pretty sure it was just Omicron because my husband just had like light fever and like coughing, hardly any other symptoms. And then a few days later, I started coughing, and then I had what felt like a bad cold. And I read that Omicron can feel like a cold. So we both had that. We did take rapid antigen tests, and we both had positives. So we know we had it. So that was a stressful week because my husband started quarantining in our bedroom, and then a few days later I started coughing, but I had to take care of my children, so I couldn't quarantine. So I had to wear my mask around the house for like 12 hours a day because I was terrified to like breathe around my children or around their food or whatever. So I had to wear a mask all day, wash my hands constantly all the time. Anything I touched anything of theirs or anything near them. I washed my hands so much that my hands were cracked and bleeding. Like that's how paranoid I was. But I guess my paranoia was good because neither of them got sick. We didn't test the younger one, so I don't know if she was just asymptomatic, the 2-year-old, but she wasn't sick at all. And then the older one we did test because then she had to go back to school the week after. So we just wanted to make sure she was not sick before sending her back to school. And then we were out of tests, so that's why we didn't test the younger one. So yeah, but yeah, so it wasn't serious. It was very mild symptoms for both of us. And we stayed in, we quarantined, we didn't pass it on to anybody that we know of. So we were very careful and we got through it. And then at the end of January, we had a fender bender, and it was actually like, it wasn't bad, nobody was hurt, but it was bad enough that like there was a lot of damage to the car, and it took about a month and a half to get it repaired. I don't know if it was like the repairs themselves actually needing that long, or if like the body shop was just so busy that it took that long to get to our car. I don't know. But there was a lot of damage to our car, but it was okay. Insurance covered it. We're fine. Everybody's fine. So there was that. And then all of February, I just could never find the time to make a video. And I was always too tired to do much crochet. As I mentioned in every video, I have 2 children. While my husband is at work, I'm taking care of the children. He works afternoons. And so after I put them to bed, I do have some time for myself, but I usually end up spending most of that time cleaning up after them because my 2-year-old is still in the phase where she pulls tons of stuff out and throws stuff all over the floor, spills food all over the floor. So there's a lot to clean up after they go to bed. So most of the time I'm just too tired after that to do anything. So I haven't really been doing any of my own hobbies or anything lately. But I do have a bunch of acquisitions to show. So I have several magazines and some new yarn and a couple other items. So we will get into that now. I will stop rambling. So first, as I mentioned previously, I now have a subscription to Crochet World. It was a Christmas present from my husband, a 1-year subscription. But I wasn't sure if it was going to start in time to get the February issue of Crochet World, so I bought it myself, and it's a good thing I did, because I did eventually get my first subscription issue, and it was not the February issue. So I bought the February issue myself, so this is the February issue. And this issue actually came in a plastic bag with an Afghan booklet in it as well. It was a little bonus. And there were some other pamphlets for some other crochet related things, like to purchase and stuff. I can't remember what they were. I ended up throwing them out. But yeah, so it came with this Easy Peasy Afghans book. And yeah, so there's a lot of really pretty shawls and things in here. I really like, actually I really like that bag. It's super cute. And I like this shawl and this top here that is super cute. I hope you can see these are tiny pictures, but I'm not gonna like spend time flipping through the magazine. And then Afghan booklet. There's a few cute things in here. I really like this one. Super pretty and colorful. It's called, what is this one called? Picot Shells. Picot Shells. Yes. It's really pretty. And I also like, this is why I'm not flipping through the Crochet World magazine. You know, time consuming. This one is really neat. I like that. The step-by-step Afghan. And I also really like this one, the Holiday Snow Afghan. I really need to make a holiday Afghan. I've been saying that for a long time. Have not gotten around to it. But I want to make a holiday Afghan and a matching pillow or two for my couch for Christmas someday. And then they also show it in blues and whites. That is also really nice as well. I like that. So yeah, so there's that. And then, as I said, I got my first subscription issue. I will just cover up my address there. But yes, this is the April issue. There's a lot of cute things in there. I don't know if there's anything I particularly wanted to show in this one. I really like that owl though. So cute. I like owls. And that mushroom's pretty cute too. But yeah, so the April issue. And then, oh, sorry, phone. There is a new thrift store that opened up a couple of blocks from my house. And so we went to the grand opening, and at that grand opening I found 3 magazines, 3 crochet magazines. This one is Annie's Crochet Newsletter. It was around in like the 70s and 80s, I think, or 80s and 90s. Either way, it ended a long time ago. This is the January-February 92 issue. I only have one other issue of this that I found at a Salvation Army thrift store a few years ago. It's a 1988 issue. I forget which months. So yeah, I really like the old vintage magazines, and I love Annie's. So I had to pick that up. And then I found Quick and Easy Crochet magazine. This is also as old as the Annie's Crochet Newsletter. I actually have never seen this before. I saw it a couple of times on the internet, but I've never seen it in person. And I actually found one, and I didn't realize until after I bought it that this was Vanna White. So I didn't realize she had been involved. Like, I knew she was a yarny person, but I didn't know she had been involved with the crochet community this long. This is June 1994. So there's that. There's a bunch of cute patterns in there as well. And then I also found an issue of Crochet Fantasy. This is the August 2001 issue. So this one was 75 cents. And then these 2 small ones were 25 cents each. So obviously I could not pass those up. So yeah. So there are those. And then, so the grand opening was in the middle of February. And then a couple of weeks later we went back again because my husband and I just like thrift shopping. And I found another Crochet Fantasy magazine, again for 75 cents. This is the Winter 2000 special Millennium issue. It's just Afghans. It's an Afghan special. And it was a little bit ripped in the corner, and I taped it up, and it's good as new. And I love this Afghan that's on the cover. It is called the Crayon Afghan, I think, maybe. I forget. But it's really pretty. I love it. Yes, Crayon Comforter. So I'm thinking of making that for my kids, maybe. If I can get enough of all those colors of yarn. And then, because I have, sorry, my husband's trying to text me, but I don't want to stop this video. So because I have a lot of magazines, and I only had 2 magazine holders, I went and bought 2 more magazine holders. I have 2 of these already that I bought like years and years ago. I think I showed them in a video years and years ago when I still lived in the apartment many years ago. And they are full. And I have another stack of magazines that are just sitting there, not in a rack. And I have my subscription magazines coming, so I needed some more. I probably should have bought 3, but I only bought 2. These are from Walmart, and they were $9.99 each. That is kind of pricey, which is why I only bought 2, even though I probably need 3. Everything is going up. It is insane. So I bought 2 of those for all my magazines. And then I'm not sure if I've showed these in a previous video. I found these bracelets at a thrift store. And they each have little Toronto Blue Jays charms on them. And they are too small for me. But I had been looking for bracelets to take charms off of to make stitch markers out of. So I found these at a thrift store. $3.99. It actually was 4 bracelets. But one of them is just lettering that says Blue Jays, and it actually fits me. So I'm keeping that as a bracelet. And then these 3 I am going to take the charms off of. They were from Value Village, by the way. And I'm going to take the charms off of those, and I bought claw clasps that I'm going to put on them to use as stitch markers. I bought these from Michael's. They were regular $4.99, and when I went up to the cash register to pay, the employee was like, oh, I'm just going to give you a coupon. So she gave me a 30% off coupon. And so it actually came out to $3.49. So that was fun. I wish they would do that all the time. And then the last couple items I have to show here. So I made my daughter a mermaid tail blanket, which I showed a few videos back, out of Bernat blanket yarn. And my cats actually love to lay on that. So I decided I should probably get some more Bernat blanket yarn and make them a blanket. And I actually found one skein at Goodwill for $4.99. This is Bernat baby blanket in the colorway Pitter Patter. So it's like yellows, pinks, blues, and whites. And then at another thrift store, I found a skein of Bernat blanket in light teal. It's not quite the same color as the blue in this, but I mean, it doesn't really need to match because it's just for the cats anyways. And I wasn't sure if the one skein was going to be enough, and I really wanted a second. And so I just grabbed this. So these might seem kind of pricey, but here in Canada, these go for around $12, $13 each. Brand new. So $5 each is actually a pretty good deal, which is really sad. But yeah, so there is that. And then for my birthday, which was at the end of January, my mother-in-law gave me this big bag of yarn that she found at a thrift store, and I have no idea what it is. As you can see, there are no labels on it. And it actually looks kind of boucle-ish. It's but the yarn itself feels kind of cashmere-ish, like the blanket yarn. But it's like a cashmere on a thread. So like one side is thread and the other side is like this plushy kind of cashmere feeling yarn. At first, I thought it looked a lot like the Lion brand Baby Boucle, except this yarn also has I don't know if you can see it, but like a really thin pink thread coming off of it all throughout the whole yarn. There's like a thin pink thread sticking out. And the Lion brand baby boucle does not have that. And I have not been able to figure out what this is. I've done lots of searching for different brands of boucle yarn, and I cannot find a yarn that looks like this. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, so again, it's a thread on one side, and it's like this plushy yarn on the other side with like little threads coming out of it. I have no idea what it is. If anybody has any idea what it might be, let me know in the comments below. And I also have no idea what I'm going to make with it. I have, I think, about a dozen skeins here. I didn't even take them out to count. 4, 8, at least 10 skeins in there. So I have no idea what I'm going to make with it. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. So yeah, so I think that's it. Oh, and the crochet I was working on, I mentioned in my last video I was starting a hat for my daughter, a pigtail hat. I finished the hat, and it said to stitch the hole closed at the top, but I did not do that because I wanted to try it on my daughter first. And good thing I did, because it is a really snug fit over her head. So I'm gonna have to rip it out and make it bigger. So yeah, I tried it on her head. She cried because it was tight. So I'm gonna have to rip it out and do it again. And I didn't get started on any of the hats for my older daughter, and now the weather is warming up and we don't really need hats very often, so I guess I'm gonna have to make it big enough for next year, and then get started on bigger hats for my older daughter for next year. So yeah, so that has been my last couple of months. So I hope everybody's been having a better couple of months than I had. And I'm going to stop rambling now and end this video here. So I hope everybody's been having a good 2022 so far, and happy crafting.